Okay, this video is about a website that I've done. It's just promoting that, and that's all to do with night shooting. It's to do with car trails, to do with moonshots, cityscapes, and all things like that. And it's just a few tips on there about how to get all these type of things. I've just created that just last week, and it's just to help people to have a love of night shooting, which I do, and see if they can get into it and not to be frightened of it. So the basics of this site is just a few tips. There's not too many on there, that's why I'm doing the video now. If anybody's followed the channel, there's quite a lot of stuff on there, but I've veered away from that, and I've actually done quite a lot on web design, which I'm actually trained in. But I'm trying to get back on course to do more to do with photography. So basics of the tips on night shooting and things like that. Because I've got a very basic bridge camera here. It's the Fuji SL240, as you can see. And this costs, I think, about 120 quid. And so basically it's medium bridge camera. I'm not even sure whether you can still get it. I would imagine you can, because Fuji like to keep their products on the market for a million years. But so basically with night shots, all it is manual. If you have the dial, you've got to have a camera that has shutter speeds or shutter modes, and you've got preferably manual modes as well. But on here it's got both shutter speed and if we can go that way, I'm looking at it from the opposite way around to what you're seeing. So you can have your shutter speed. I've actually described this in videos previously on this channel, but I'm just going to reiterate that. So basically how I would do night shooting is manual mode. And what you do is you, on something like a camera like this, it's actually, I haven't even touched that, but it's 3 seconds on there, and that will be about right. So what you would get if you're doing cityscapes or night trails, something like anything over probably about 2 seconds to 15, you would get a really good shots on that. And another thing to always remember on these type of things is the ISO. Probably 400 and down is good. You'll get some good shots and you would have low noise. Another thing to always remember about night shooting, that always applies to light painting, it applies to cityscapes, and it also applies to car trails. However, there's a paradox in that, and that is on moonshots, which I've already described on the channel. But if you're just watching this for the first time, it's always fast shutter speeds on the moon, because the moon has its own light, and especially on moonshots where it's a full moon or 3/4, when it gets to half moon you have to load that a little bit. But the thing is that you always remember, is generally speaking, fast shutter speeds for the moon and low ISO. For night stuff, apart from the moon, it's slow, very slow shutter speeds, and the ISO is usually under 400, 200, 100, and even 64 on this camera. So this camera is very cheap, and I'm sure if you're into photography, you know, things like this it's worth its weight in gold. So it's great fun. So anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for listening to me. Thanks a lot.